Stepping into the unknown can be scary. Our minds might crave change, but our bodies often rebel. Why? Because the body loves familiarity. It thrives on routine, even if that routine brings pain or unhappiness. The connection between our mind and body is powerful. It's a two-way street. Our thoughts create feelings in our bodies, and those feelings in turn fuel our thoughts. When we think positive thoughts, thoughts of joy, gratitude, love, our brains release chemicals that make us feel good. We experience a surge of energy, a lightness in our step. We get stuck in a cycle of familiar suffering because our bodies become addicted to the chemical cocktails produced by our habitual thoughts and feelings. Even if those thoughts and feelings are negative, even if they cause us pain, the body craves the familiarity of those chemical reactions. It's a dangerous comfort zone. Think about it. Have you ever felt a sense of rightness in a negative emotion? That feeling of being home in a familiar state of anger, sadness, or resentment? That's the body clinging to the known, to the chemical patterns it's become accustomed to over time. It's a survival mechanism, but it can keep us trapped in a cycle of suffering. Breaking free from this cycle requires us to become aware of our automatic thoughts and feelings. We have to recognize the patterns that keep us stuck. Once we see these patterns clearly, we can choose to interrupt them. We can choose not to believe every thought that pops into our heads, especially the negative ones that keep us feeling small and powerless. This takes practice. It takes discipline. But the more we can observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment, the more we create space for new, empowering thoughts to emerge. This is where true change begins, not by suppressing our negative thoughts, but by becoming aware of them, acknowledging them, and ultimately choosing a different path. When we break free from old circuits, we create a void, and into that void, we have the opportunity to step into a new version of ourselves. This new self is not bound by the limitations of our past conditioning. It's a self that is free to think, feel, and behave in ways that serve us, that empower us, that move us closer to our dreams. This is the self that has always been within us, waiting to be awakened. And the key to that awakening is the willingness to embrace discomfort, to challenge the familiar, and to step boldly into the unknown. Everything we experience in our lives is a reflection of our thoughts and beliefs. Our minds are constantly creating our reality, whether we're aware of it or not. If we constantly focus on thoughts of lack, limitation, and fear, we'll continue to experience those things in our lives. Our thoughts become self-fulfilling prophecies. On the other hand, if we choose to focus on thoughts of abundance, joy, and gratitude, our reality will shift to reflect those beliefs. We become magnets for the things we focus our energy on. This is not to say that we can simply wish our problems away, but by changing our internal state, by shifting our thoughts and beliefs, we can create a ripple effect that transforms our external world. Our brains are wired to create habits. Every time we think a thought, feel an emotion, or engage in a behavior, we strengthen the neural pathways associated with that experience. This is why it can be so challenging to break free from old patterns. The more we travel down a particular neural pathway, the more ingrained it becomes, like a well-worn path in the woods. But here's the good news. Our brains are also incredibly adaptable. With conscious effort, we can create new neural pathways, new habits, and ultimately, a new reality for ourselves. The key is repetition. Just as we've trained our brains to think and feel in certain ways, we can retrain them by consistently choosing new thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. The first step to breaking free from old patterns is to become aware of them. We have to pay attention to the stories we tell ourselves, the beliefs we hold on to, and the emotions we habitually experience. This requires a willingness to be honest with ourselves, even when it's uncomfortable. It means acknowledging the ways in which our thoughts and beliefs might be holding us back. But self-awareness is not about judgment or self-criticism. It's about simply observing our thoughts and feelings without attachment, like clouds passing by in the sky. The more we can observe our internal world without judgment, the more we create space for transformation to occur. Once we become aware of our unconscious patterns, we can begin to consciously choose the thoughts, feelings, and behaviors that we want to create in our lives. This is not about denying our negative emotions or pretending that everything is perfect. It's about acknowledging those emotions, allowing ourselves to feel them fully, and then choosing a different path. It's about recognizing that we have the power to choose our thoughts, and in doing so, we have the power to create the life we truly desire. We become conscious creators, no longer victims of our circumstances, but active participants in shaping our own destiny. Think of a laser beam. It's powerful, focused, and capable of incredible things. Why? Because a laser is a coherent signal. Its waves are aligned, all working together in perfect harmony. Now imagine your thoughts and feelings as waves. When they're aligned, when your thoughts match your feelings, you create a powerful, coherent signal that goes out into the field of infinite possibility. This is what it means to be in a state of coherence. Your mind and body are working together, sending out a clear, focused message to the universe, and the universe in turn responds. We've all been there. We want something. A new job, a loving relationship, financial abundance, but deep down, we don't believe it's possible. This creates incoherence within us. Our mind might be saying, I am worthy of abundance, but our body is still vibrating with the energy of lack. This internal conflict sends mixed messages. We're sending out mixed signals, and the universe can't respond in a consistent way. It's like trying to communicate in a language we haven't fully learned. It's like tuning a radio. If the signal is weak or incoherent, all you hear is static. If the signal is weak or incoherent, all you hear is static. The message gets lost in the noise. But when the signal is strong and clear, the music comes through loud and clear. The melody is unmistakable. The same is true for our thoughts and feelings. They need to be in harmony. To manifest our desires, we need to create a state of coherence within ourselves. This means aligning our thoughts, feelings, and actions. Our thoughts and feelings need to be aligned, our energy focused on what we truly want, not on what we fear. When we achieve this alignment, the universe responds in kind, bringing our desires into reality. Here's the exciting part. When we truly surrender to the creative process, when we let go of the need to control how things unfold, we open ourselves up to the power of quantum surprise. Quantum surprise is the unexpected gift, the opportunity that comes out of nowhere, the synchronicity that makes us say, wow, I never could have planned for that. It's the universe's way of showing us that it's listening, that it's conspiring with us to create something extraordinary, something beyond our wildest dreams. But here's the catch, we can't experience quantum surprise if we're stuck in the Newtonian world of cause and effect, where we try to predict and control every outcome. To embrace quantum surprise, we need to let go of the reins. We need to trust that the universe has our back, that it's working behind the scenes to orchestrate events in our favor. This doesn't mean we sit back and do nothing. We still set our intentions, we still take action, but we do so with a sense of surrender, knowing that the how is not ours to control. We detach from the outcome, knowing that the universe has a plan that's far grander than anything we could possibly imagine. And when we do this, when we truly surrender, magic happens. The unexpected opportunity appears, the perfect person enters our lives, the financial breakthrough manifests seemingly out of thin air. This is the power of quantum surprise. Stepping outside of the familiar is like shedding an old skin. It's a process that requires courage and a willingness to embrace the unknown. It's uncomfortable, even a little scary. The anxiety and fear we feel are natural responses to stepping into uncharted territory. We're leaving behind the known, the predictable, even if it wasn't always serving us. This act of letting go can be both liberating and daunting. This discomfort is a natural part of the process. It's a sign that we're moving beyond our comfort zones and challenging ourselves to grow. It's the resistance of the old self, the ego, clinging to its familiar patterns. Our minds and bodies are wired to seek safety in the known. It might show up as fear, doubt, or even physical symptoms. These reactions are our inner selves trying to protect us from perceived danger. We might feel a pull to go back to our old ways, to the comfort of our old stories. The familiar feels safe, even if it no longer serves us. This is the moment when many people give up, mistaking the discomfort of growth for a sign that they're on the wrong path. They retreat to what they know, missing out on the potential for transformation. But here's the thing, discomfort is not a sign to stop, it's a signal that we're on the brink of something new and exciting. It's a sign that we're on the verge of a breakthrough. This is where true growth happens, in the moments when we push past our fears and doubts. It means we're stretching, growing, evolving into the best versions of ourselves. Embrace the discomfort, for it is the path to transformation and self-discovery. The journey of change is not just about overcoming our limitations, it's about transforming into someone new. It's about shedding the old layers and revealing the radiant being we've always been. Many people approach change with a sense of fixing themselves as if they're broken. But this approach only reinforces the belief that something is wrong with them. Instead of focusing on overcoming, we can choose to focus on becoming. We can ask ourselves, who do I want to be? What qualities do I want to embody? How do I want to show up in the world? By shifting our focus from what we want to get rid of to who we want to become, we create a more empowering and inspiring journey of transformation. One of the most powerful ways to create lasting change is to rehearse our future selves. This practice allows us to step into the shoes of the person we aspire to be, even before we fully become them. Just like an actor prepares for a role, we can mentally rehearse the new version of ourselves we want to become. This involves visualizing every detail of our future self, from our behaviors to our emotions. Close your eyes and imagine yourself as the person you want to be. Picture yourself in various scenarios, handling challenges with grace and confidence. See yourself walking, talking, interacting with others. Notice how you carry yourself, the tone of your voice, and the way you engage with the world around you. Feel the emotions you would feel. Allow yourself to experience the joy, pride, and satisfaction that come with being this new version of yourself. Embody the energy of your future self. Stand tall, move with purpose, and let your actions reflect the person you are becoming. The more you rehearse this new identity, the more real it becomes in your mind and body. Repetition is key. The more you practice, the more natural it will feel. You start to create the neural pathways that support this new way of being. Your brain begins to recognize this new identity as your reality. Remember, your brain doesn't know the difference between a real experience and a vividly imagined one. This means that your mental rehearsals can be just as impactful as real-life practice. So, rehearse your future self often, and watch as your reality begins to reflect your new internal state. With consistent practice, you'll find that your imagined future self starts to become your present reality. Our brains are constantly changing and adapting based on our experiences. This is called neuroplasticity. It means we have the power to rewire our brains, to create new neural pathways, and to literally change our minds. Every time we choose a new thought, feel a new emotion, or engage in a new behavior, we're strengthening specific neural connections in our brains. The more we repeat these new patterns, the stronger they become, and the easier it becomes to embody this new version of ourselves. This is how we create lasting change, not by willpower or force, but by understanding the power of our minds and working with the natural laws of neuroplasticity. The journey of transformation is not always easy. There will be moments of doubt, fear, and resistance. You'll be tempted to retreat back into the familiar comfort of your old self. But it's in those moments of discomfort, in those times when you feel like giving up, that you must dig deep and remember why you started this journey in the first place. Remember the life you envision for yourself, the person you're becoming, the joy and fulfillment that await you on the other side of change. The rewards of embracing discomfort are immeasurable. You'll discover a strength you never knew you had, a resilience that will carry you through any challenge. You are capable of creating a life beyond your wildest dreams, a life filled with abundance, joy, and love. But to experience this new reality, you must be willing to let go of the old one. Let go of the limiting beliefs, the self-doubt, the fear of the unknown. Embrace the discomfort, trust the process, and step boldly into the person you were born to be. The journey of transformation is a lifelong adventure. There will be ups and downs, twists and turns. But with each step you take, you'll move closer to the extraordinary life that awaits you. Trust your intuition, listen to your heart, and never stop believing in the power of your own transformation. A new horizon awaits you. Go forth and create the life you were destined to live.